It really is that simple.
Oh, adulting is so hard. Yes, I know.
You know who we are.
Welcome.
And I'm Keith, by the way, in case you're
Josh. Welcome to the Basic Money Podcast. Today we are going to ask this weird question that I don't quite understand, but maybe a lot of you are struggling in it. And it is, I want to be more financially literate. And what the hell does that mean? What to do with money that you get is the first step of financial literacy. The Dave Ramsey method, which is very basic, is you split everything into a third. I put a third of what I make into savings for short-term, long-term. I put a third into whatever I want to buy. That's my money to spend. And I'll put a third into charity. What I want to help out. You got to serve the community somehow.
Let's say you get a basic level of the money you get split into thirds. That's just a good starting point, because I know that for me, when I was saving money, I was trying to heavily save money, and I found that I couldn't necessarily heavily save on the money that I wanted, but eventually I found a system that worked for me. However it is you want to split it up, and as far as the charity thing goes, I think it's very good. And I would say personally, if you do not have money that you could donate to charity or any sort of organization, volunteering your time, whether it's just something you do once a month or whatever it is, that right there could be a lot more than the money that you might be able to give.
So that, I guess, would be the first step of basic financial literacy,
Yeah.
if I had to think about it in my mind. Then, you could delve in deeper, let's say, planning and retirement and all that. So that, of course, will go with that one bucket of savings and investing and just learning about, what the retirement options are. In all actuality, you don't ever need to have a retirement account, but it does help because it saves you from paying in taxes. So I guess that would be the second thing. It would be taxes. Learn about taxes. Learn about the tax system in the US with the progressive tax brackets. So when somebody says, oh, I'm in the 30% tax bracket, I'm in the 50% tax bracket, I'm in the 20% tax bracket, that actually does not necessarily mean that all they're paying 30% of their money that they make in taxes, or 50%. Or there's a step-up basis depending on your income level, so you're only paying a certain amount as your dollar crosses that amount. Learn about it. There's some great shows on it.
Kind of laughing because we started this off with what is it? And I feel like we literally just made a map of what it is. so obviously as far as my end from listening to Josh, because I feel like he mentioned them all, and I'm like, okay, what you do with the money you get, that's a great starting point. But I feel like if I'm an expert on what to do with that, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing all this saving and stuff, but I still don't feel financially literate. And I would say the second part is really focusing in on that saving, as far as what amount of money do I want to save? What do I want to maybe save for? Can I get in the groove of constantly saving to have this net worth continue to grow? But I'm like, okay, these are two good things. Now what's the next part? Next part's investing. What do I want to do with this money I'm saving? Where can I put my money that it's going to naturally grow over time? And then, as Josh just mentioned, taxes, trying to understand taxes, what you could do as tax deductions, or learning more about how you can find ways to get more tax benefits. And I feel like those four at a base level right there is how you can become more financially literate.
Yep, and where can you find all these things? Where can you do that? Guess what? There's this thing. It's called the internet. It has almost all the information mankind has put out there.
We are big fans of the internet. No, and the reason why we break it down like this, and we don't mean to sound facetious or anything, but it really is that simple. It is as simple as just taking an extra 15 minutes a day, or maybe a half hour one evening, to go on Google and find different resources. Obviously, we are here and we want to give our own opinions on these things, but we cannot deny the fact that there are other experts in the field.
Way better experts.
Which, obviously, we'll announce it here that we are going to be bringing guests onto this show in different fields to give you advice from the horse's mouth, to be able to say what it is that they think is there in your best interest from their standpoints.
So the first thing is you got to make money.
Yeah.
However way you do it, I don't care. What to do with that once you make it, though, great. And then what to do with that stash pile, that money stash that you're piling up to invest, because obviously if it's a savings account, you're losing money due to inflation because the interest rate sucks. So where can you put it? Whether real estate, whether stocks, whether whatever. And then the next part is, how to budget and, your spending and all that, and monitor and being more resourceful and not spending as much. And then the last thing is, how can you keep more of the money that you make, which is taxes? where can you put things so that you're saving in taxes? Because nobody likes Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Nobody likes giving them money. Even though if you do give them a lot of money, it also means you made a lot of money. So there's a big caveat to that.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but specifically retirement accounts, any money that I put towards a retirement account, isn't that tax deductible?
Only if it is a traditional IRA or a 401k.
Okay.
The Roth options on it, you pay tax now, you never pay tax later. Personally, taxes are very, very low now if you look at whatever the rates they are. So if you pay it now, you're probably not losing out on putting it in the Roth, because more than likely, they're going to raise taxes at some point to pay for the debts of the country. So
Yeah. Give us your top 3 books you recommend for people to actually learn more about these as well.
Jesus, top 3 books. Basic. Written in the 50s by George S. Clason, called The Richest Man in Babylon. I really like it because it is written in a parable way. So if you like little short stories that have a meaning, like Aesop's Fables and all that good stuff, this is a really great book to get you started on just the general idea of how to be successful with money. It is very, very easy. A second one you'll hear a lot in the community is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It is a great book, not so much in learning about money, but learning about the mindset and the difference between what assets and liabilities are, and how, it's better to be a business person and an investor rather than an employee or even self-employed, and how you can work your way through that. But it's a different mindset and a framing of how you want to build yourself up. Third one, classic also, it is the Millionaire Next Door.
That's the one I was gonna say. So there you go.
Yeah, that's an oldie but goodie. Actually,
Yeah.
it was just updated by the daughter because Dr. Thomas Stanley did pass away. So his daughter just updated, I think, this year with some new information. But it still pretty much holds through that, becoming a millionaire and getting rich and everything is not the super sexy Instagram. It is not the people spending all that money. It is probably your neighbor who owns a landscaping company or a plumbing company or anything like that. Just entrepreneurs who live below their means, save and invest and grow, and that's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, nothing convoluted.
Would you rather have the really fancy wallet with no money in it, or the $20 wallet with a nice chunk of change in it?
Those are probably the 3 really basic. I mean, the George S. Clason book, that is only 100-something pages. If you really want to get the basics of financial literacy, that is a great one just to get started with. And I'll give you guys the best hint ever. Use your damn library. It's cheap, it's a free resources, and they have a lot of now ebooks and movies and everything that you can rent for free. So check them out, give them a shout out, donate to them if you feel like it. If they don't have a particular book, you can always request it. They will buy it.
Yes, books are good. Read them.
Or Audible.
Or listen to them.
Yeah, if you don't like reading, listen to them.
Yep. So I think that about wraps it up for today.
Yeah, books, articles, internet, everything. There's free resources out there. The main thing is just get started learning.
And also, a good free resource for you that will help you in the future is if you leave a like and subscribe to this channel, and we will create more content for you to learn more things to help you be more financially independent in your life. Until next time, we'll see you.
Beep. Oh, adulting is so hard. Yes, I know.